Hey guys, I have been working really hard. If you saw my video about homemaking, I've been working really hard to make sure that I'm dressed up to the nines, that I have my hair cute and out of my face, and I have something cute to wear while I'm doing my homemaking. It's made a huge difference. And I'm still trying to get a bunch of junk out of my house so I can move on to other projects besides just homemaking. But I've been doing more sewing. This is the purse. This is not a purse. I've been doing more sewing. This is the apron that I made most recently. I used an embroidery stitch on the hems instead of rickrack, and I used linen. So I'm kind of excited to show you guys some of my pattern hacks. A lot of times I don't like to use a pattern because it's not as easy for me to customize it as if I just cut up my favorite whatever when it starts to get kind of beaten up and just use it as a pattern. So that's probably one of the next videos I'll make. Hopefully that's fun. And you can see, I mean, I've still got a mess in my house. I've got peppers on countertops. I've got milk buckets. I've got potatoes that were in the oven that need to be peeled up for hash browns. And I've got throwaway or thrift store boxes that need to go where they need to go. But all in all, it's working pretty good. The girls are out tidying up the property, clipping goat hooves, that kind of thing today. So it feels like a good day. Hopefully you'll enjoy coming along for all the fun activities I'm going to show you. Okay, I've got a whole bunch of potatoes that I had in the oven. They were starting, they're commercial potatoes and they had sprout nip on them, so they were trying to rot. Sprout nip allows them to rot because they can't let moisture out and they can't sprout. So you have to really watch them if you get commercial potatoes. So we had a full oven full of these big beauties. Because they have sprout nip on them, I really do like to peel them pretty thoroughly. I'm putting them in these jars to put in the fridge. I prefer to use jars rather than Ziplocs if I can help it. I do use Ziplocs for meat, for freezing meat. I don't like to reuse Ziplocs that have had meat in them, and I don't like to use canning jars in my freezer because sometimes they get cracked just because somebody wasn't gentle when they were pulling something out of the freezer. So this, however, is a great use of your canning jars off season. I use my old lids, not new lids. So any lids that had been damaged or are rusty, they go in the garbage. But anything that has already been used for canning, so that the little pressure gasket thing, the little red seal, that has already been ridged and used in pressure canning. But you can still use those lids with your jars to just use in place of Ziploc or Rubbermaid, or what are they called? Tupperware, instead of Tupperware. So I'm not being too nitpicky about my skins as far as I'm not trying to save the whole potato, because all of these potato skins go out to the pigs. The kids, I don't think the kids have fed the pigs yet. The main thing that the pigs are eating this time of year are Swiss chard and beets. And as soon as all the Swiss chard and beets have been used out of the garden, we dig them instead of cutting them so that the pigs can eat the roots too. As soon as all that has been used up, which should be another couple days, I think, then we will butcher our extra boar. And then and that'll cut down on the number of mouths we have to feed. Our sow is pregnant and due any day. Show you these lids really quick. So you have to kind of be careful with your kids They might get out some new jars, new lids, thinking that that's what they're supposed to do. But you want to use your used lids, not new lids, because see that? I don't know. Can you see that ridge? That indentation in the orange part? That means it's already been used. It doesn't mean it's not usable. It just means it won't seal again really well if you use it in pressure canning. And then this way, when the kids want to make lunch, if I need the kids to make lunch instead of me making lunch, they just have to pop one of these out of the fridge, fry it up in butter, and there's their carb for lunch. And I'll show you what our fridge looks like so you can kind of see how this works. All right, you can see that mostly we've got canning jars in here. Old jars. So there's our goat's milk. It's in a big kombucha bottle. I've got bone broth, elderberry syrup, pre-cooked hamburger, dog treats, potatoes, and then yogurt, more bone broth, and then more potatoes. That's pretty much what our fridge looks like for easy, fast cooking. So quite a few peels. Again, I wasn't too careful about making sure I was only getting skin, and anything that was questionable just went in the pot. Piggy. I try to give the mama pig the most of the food scraps. She's really super preggers. Big old belly.
Pillows as she viewed the clever freedom.
So these are our Swiss chard that we give to our pigs. They really like them, especially since they have these roots.
That might actually be a sugar beet.
They might be, but
yeah, I think that
their
one's a
roots
sugar
turned out
beet.
really good this year.
Yeah, we put them really close together. I didn't thin them at all, so instead of getting really big roots, we got these small roots. But it's okay because it just goes to the pigs.
Yeah.
But even with Swiss chard, you get good roots, and that's the favorite part for the pigs.
Yeah, they eat them really good. This is only for one pig and she eats them all.
Yeah, that's for the mama pig, and these are for the daddy pigs.
Yeah.
pigs. Put it in the basket, honey. I don't want it in my pocket. Hi, Mama. Did you like sugar beets too?
Yes, they definitely do.
All right. So you can see that even in October we have plenty of food left over from weeds and things in the garden that we're not eating fast enough. It's not that we don't eat the greens. It's just that we don't eat them fast enough for what we've planted. Is that a puppy? Okay. So the sheep really like the sugar beet greens too. Hi, Mama. Here's our little pregnant sow. So these pigs get hay every day. And they get greens every day. They get a little bit of grain. But greens and hay are pretty much their diet. And what they do is they build up this really nice deep composting system in the soil that mulches everything so weeds can't come up. The more hay you can get in there, the better your garden is next year. The pigs do a really good job of that. So the reason we have 2 boars and not 2 sows is because we don't need more than 7 babies a year. So we only need 1 sow. But our boars are very typey. He's more of the Julianne look. He's more of the Kune American Guinea Hog look. So he's half American Guinea Hog, half Kune. He is half Kune, half Julianne, and the Julianne has longer legs. They don't get as fat. They have more bone and muscle rather than fat. He's really big and round. He's more rangy looking. He's more mobile. He will just lay down and not get up till it's time to eat again. So if you want more lard, you want that guy. If you want more meat, don't eat it. Don't eat it. Leave it alone. She's trying to eat my phone. Or no, my cutters. So, the reason we don't have the sheep out there in the pasture is because it's been grazed as much as it can be this year. Now it's their job to just keep all the weeds down out here and the weeds up front down until we get 1 sheep butchered. Maybe 2 sheep butchered. We'll have to see.